the Rikishi Fatu Off the Top podcast. Let's go. Rikishi Fatu, all y'all ready? We the ones. Keep it locked on the Rikishi Fatu podcast. Off the top. We gon' talk about everything wrestling, everything hip hop. Keep it locked. It's time to smarten up.
You've been dying to do this, Jerry. Your face just glowed all of a sudden.
It's so funny because you caught me. You really did. You really did catch me.
You were just excited. This was one of your things you wanted to dissect the matches here with the fans. The voice of the people.
Well, you know.
Yeah.
It's
I mean, what the is Mean Gene wearing?
Where was your toga at? Where was your toga at on this day?
Yeah, toga, all right.
Yeah, the lava. Look at. Yo, Steiner's mullet right now, dude. That mullet right there, that's a power mullet. If you want to know, ladies and gentlemen.
And he wore that strong too, man.
And he would knock your ass out too.
Yeah.
So, in the spirit of WrestleMania being a few weeks ago, you know, Big Kish, I've always wanted to call a match with you. And what better match than WrestleMania 9? We're taking it back to 1993, Caesar's Palace.
Jeez.
First of all, here we are, right here, Caesar's Palace.
Look at that jam-packed house.
Big Kish, as best as you can remember, take us back. How are you feeling at this moment right now?
Well, first of all, my damn feet were just hot. like we were walking on rocks. Oh. It was probably like 110 degrees out there. It's like we were out there wrestling in the desert. But yeah, man, this was it was a big day for the Shrinkers, man. We were happy I think we were just put onto this card because they normally have the WrestleMania card within months in advance. But, you know, we were having such good matches with the Steiners all the way around. They figure, okay, let's throw these cats on. And, man, we were so happy to work amongst each other. We were backstage, man. We were just, we were just hyped up, ready to go. And we knew that, amongst us six, including the referee and Uncle Alpha that was out there, our mindset was to come out there and steal the show. And, I felt we did,
You guys absolutely did have
Look at Alfonso. Look at the hair on the referee, Alfonso.
Bill Alfonso.
ECW. EC.
I think a lot of people...
All right, I'm starting to sound like a mark. Sorry about that. Look at that crowd.
There was two spots, quote-unquote spots in this match that were insane, and we're going to get to it right about now. And you will, I don't know if you recall, but yeah, there was two spots in here that nowhere else on the card did something like that take place.
Well, cue up the spots. What spots are you talking about?
Oh, here we go. Now we got some good streaming right here. Okay, here we go.
Okay, so
again, the mat was hot. A lot of people don't know this. If the ring is set early in the day, that sun is just going to bake on that canvas all day. So for people like Kish and Samu who come out with no boots on, you're gonna have a
notice
hard time.
How dry. Notice how nice our hair looks. You know what I mean? Me and Sammy, it's like curls for the girls. Yep. Nice Jerry curls, just nice and moist. You can see. look at Scott Steiner with his mullet right there.
Yes, sir.
Nice and moist. You know what I mean? Everything looks good. Just wait about a good 3 minutes into the match. You're gonna see this. Yeah.
What's this right here, Keith? I've always wanted to ask you that.
Well,
right
that's
there.
the ritual. We're doing the cross sign. You ever go to church?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
sir.
You might want to.
What do you?
Yeah, it's just cross. 1,
2,
3. It's just blessing.
Okay.
Bless each other. Bless the match. Bless those that are across from us, and we're ready to go.
Alpha about to beat the shit out of somebody.
Uncle Alpha. Man, I miss you, Unc. Man, that was the teacher of us. That was the one right there that the beginning of the bloodline with Uncle Peter Maivia and Uncle Sika. Yeah.
Is this your first match with the Steiners ever right here?
Oh, no. Well, I mean, before we even came to WWE, man, we were already dancing together in WCW back in the day.
Look at young blood. Keys right there.
I mean, I think I was probably about early 30s, maybe.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, I think I was early 30s, maybe late 20s or something.
Man,
look at that boy, man. That boy's in shape, man. Look at that, boy. All natural.
Yeah, and you're in the ring right there with a natural athlete, Scott Steiner with a beautiful arm drag there. Look at you.
Shout out to Michigan, right?
Yeah,
I saw it. He was whooping my ass like he was, like we were in an amateur fighting. in Michigan. You know.
I was just gonna say, like, how do you even like? Oh, look.
Yeah.
Oh, double leg.
Double leg. Oh, come on, man. You could have loosened up a little bit, Scott. Jeez. Yeah.
I mean, his.
But you know what? He was like really intense right here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Me and Sammy just cool and just calm and. I mean, we don't get nervous out there. Then look, this is WrestleMania. We're at our best underneath the lights like this, right? But you can feel the intensity with Scotty, man. You know, the Steiners, they bring it, man. We love working with these cats here. Okay.
That was a nice shove.
There it is. I can hear the, Drink Master back there.
Oh, wow. Damn, look at those. Those nice punches right there.
Well, there's the 1-2, 1-2. Now, do you notice the moist of the hair?
Oh,
360.
There is that patent. Big
360.
Kish. Big Kish. Did you invent that move?
No, look, rewind that back. I got to show you something. So, listen. Here's the part when, rewind that back there, digital, keep it right there. Yeah, okay. Now, here we go. Now, watch when I go do this 360 here. If you don't get all the way out, watch my neck.
Oh.
Boom. That's like 280 pounds on the side of my neck. So I felt it that time during that spot. I felt my vertebrae cracked right there. But, as anything else, it's WrestleMania. You keep going. The afro starts to, the hair starts to dry up. There it is. I'm telling Sammy, I'm blowed up right now. Can you tag in?
Man.
Yeah. Here comes Brother Rick.
Dog face gremlin.
Oh. Yeah, so this was a good time back in Las Vegas, and it brought me back memories when we were just there in Vegas.
WrestleMania 41.
WrestleMania 41. Man, years later. Yeah.
So look at this. Up here comes.
So you notice the timing there, right?
Yes, sir.
You got both brothers up top there, the Steiners. Me and Sammy, like we kind of looking as soon as he turns, I turn.
Aye.
There it is. Yeah, poetry in motion. There you go.
Wow.
I don't know what Ricky's running around for. He didn't really do anything. But
Big Kish.
Big shout out to Rick.
Steiner Brothers or the Road Warriors? Who would you say was, the toughest and the stiffest out of the two?
Dude, I'd have to say both, man.
Okay.
But it wasn't intentionally, right?
Right.
We just all three, these three tag teams, the SST, the Steiners, and Road Warriors, we all just love working that style. And not too many people, like when they found out they were booked amongst either or.
Right.
Man, they already knew, like, but it's not like we were stiff just to be stiff. We just liked it what we call snug.
Right.
We like all our stuff to look solid,
And the Steiners were dangerous with their amateur wrestling background, so they had it all. Oh,
well,
nice
if they really wanted to break your back or break your, your arm,
right?
I mean, those boys right there, they were nothing to mess with. You know what I mean? And so they had the toughness, and they had the amateur background. Us, we had that street fight.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? We wasn't really amateurs as far as holds and everything, but the one thing we could do was take hits and keep coming,
Big shout out to Samu right there.
Yes, sir. My Uso Samu. Man, taught me everything I knew, man. Psychology, man. This who's here can have a couple shots of Jack, take a nap, and when he hears our ring song, he comes right up underneath the table and say, "What's the finish?" Never mind. Tell me outside. And then get out there and just rock the house, man.
Wow.
And that's what's missing. You see, like none of this were called. None of these spots here were called here. We just went out there and just, you've been married to each other so many times.
Oh, shit, Keish. Here it goes.
Here it goes.
Here's the spot. Look at it. Jesus.
Well, went into a flying body press. I pulled down the top rope from the outside apron. Uncle Alpha catches him outside, and then he whacks him with the
insult to injury.
Whacks him with that bamboo stick.
Now,
I think that was some serious heat. It was time to get some heat now, right? Would you think?
Sir. Absolutely.
I mean, everybody at that time, they thought that, Scott Steiner was dead coming over that top rope.
That was a very, that was a big risk. There's no other risk taken on this card like that. That's why I would say this match right here was definitely the match to see of WrestleMania 9.
I can't believe how quick I'm moving out there.
Hey, Manuel, thank you, Drink Master.
Thank you.
Yes,
welcome, Drink Master. Thank you. Appreciate it. Man.
How is it? How do you like working in arenas like this where there's no ceiling? Because
I don't.
Oh yeah, why's that?
Well, because you don't really feel the vibes of in a closed arena.
Okay.
You know, the music just seems hollow. You know, and you don't feel the energy as if you're underneath a ceiling with the fans, you know? But, you know, these are the things you train for. You know, you never know where they're going to put up a ring.
Right.
You never know where the show is going to be, and you just get out there. And I think this was towards the beginning of the show. They put us out there. I think we were third match, which is not the best.
Beautiful headbutt.
Not the best slot to be in on the card, right?
Right.
You either want to be first match to open up the show, or last. Mm-hmm. And so, being to come in the middle of the card, you really got to pretty much get these people on their feet and really work hard, you know. And so when it was time to turn on the heat, you can see us right there, man. Brother Scotty, boy, he's once again.
Oh,
Steiner's being professionals. That one savate kick right there was Sammy's he's like 6'4". And he can just turn around out of the blues and just savate kick you like that. It always amazes me.
Same with you.
You know?
Yeah, you got a savate kick.
I think I was a little bit better.
I got to ask.
Just kidding, Sammy.
Kish, because the savate kick is so popular and so used now by everyone. Your son uses it. Jimmy uses it. Everyone uses it. How did you learn how to do it? Because you honestly, you do throw a beautiful savate kick.
Well, I did learn it from Big Sam.
Really?
Which we call Samu, Big Sam in our family. You know, and he was the one that kind of taught Yoko. You see, for Yoko at what, 650 pounds,
kicks,
you don't see it. And Yoko's like 6'3". Ooh. You know what I mean? You don't see a guy throw a savate kick as smooth as he does. So Sammy was just a natural of that. We've never seen a guy, even till today, at 6'4", 290 pounds, do a standing drop kick, which I believe we're going to see in this match here. You know, so we're getting some good serious heat on these guys now. It's been what? Well over what? About 4 minutes, 3 minutes?
Yes, sir.
Non-stop, you know? Here you go.
That ain't going to work. Spot. That's not going to work. Look at, boom, there is that savate kick we were just talking about. You know you can't hurt a Samoan by doing that.
Yeah, we was before Sweet Chin music.
Oh, look at that. Little blessing right there for...
those are my trunks right there that I believe I let Jacob use.
I thought they looked familiar.
We talked about this one day.
Speaking of trunks, how about the Steiner's singlets right there? That's very 90s, huh?
Yeah, well, you know, Steiner's always had their own looks. You know, they had all kind of prints and stuff, you know. We always try to stay dark colors as heels, you know?
Right. How did you guys like working with Bill Alfonso out there? How was he as a referee?
Oh, Bill's OG, man. Yeah. You know what I mean? He was that...
There's that standing drop kick you was talking about.
There it is, right? At 6'4". He didn't even back up or anything. He just right there in position.
Impeccable.
Right? There's Uncle Alpha, blessing.
Yep. Saying that we are done with the Steiners. Let's get them done. Let's rid of these Steiner brothers.
I think Alfonso came to give us the cue many a times.
Yeah. Yeah.
We got some heat when we came back.
No way, really?
Well, who's going to tell you to go home? Right? So we out there and said, shit, we out there, we going to do this, man. We go when it's ready to go.
Here's that second spot, Big Kish.
Yeah.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Never mind. Y'all going to do a little demolition action right here. Look at that. Bam, that is a demolition finish right there. That is beautiful.
Yeah, I think Demolition took it from us. Stop giving credit where credit is not due. Just do your homework. You're the people's voice,
Yes, you're right. The Headshrinkers did come up with that. You are right. But that was beautifully done. That was a textbook right there. So
you notice how people, like, when they're waiting for the hot tag, you know what I mean? You ever notice what they do on the side of the apron?
What's that?
Like, for instance, look at Rick Steiner. It looks like he's taking a squat like this, ready to go number 2. Nobody ever pays attention like this stuff, but he's just hanging over like. Meantime, boy, many a time this guy just gasses up in there, meaning just, you know, cuts one, and he'll laugh about it, come back around and clothesline you.
Rick Steiner?
Yeah.
The dog-faced gremlin?
Then he runs around barking, you know, come back and clothesline, just farting on you. Yeah. This is WrestleMania, right? This is what you want to know what pros do in there. That's exactly what we do.
Did he cut one in there?
Well, absolutely.
He cut one at WrestleMania 9.
You know, Scott Steiner. He used to like every time in the back of the dressing room before the shows. He comes through there, man. He would have dozens, like a couple dozens of eggs, and he would bring one of those portable little cookers, right? Plug it in. You can hear those damn things. You walk in there dressing, you can hear the eggs boiling, like they're clacking, clack, 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 clack. So, of course, he eats this stuff here for whatever reason before we go out there. And if you're working with him, you're goddamn sure you're going to smell that out there, boy.
Oh, hell no.
So you talk about protein after protein. Then his brother comes in the same way, man.
Oh, Jesus.
I mean, but look at him.
It's a good thing there was no ceiling, so it was able to fan out into the atmosphere.
Exactly. Or fan into your mouth.
Aye.
But, yeah, I mean, these cats here, man, they were very dedicated athletes.
Yes, sir.
I think there was the amateur in them, right?
Yes, sir.
That type of training versus the professional wrestling. Professional wrestling, I assume, was harder for them because in professional wrestling, like you got to understand the psychology and learn to pick that up. You know what I mean?
So, missed that. Nobody home.
Sammy must have got up there about 10 feet tall.
He got really high.
10 feet high.
He was really high right there. Yes,
Look
he
at
was.
Alfonso, boy. Look at Alfonso.
Look at Big Kish. Ask for the hot tag. Come on.
There it is.
Come on.
Let's go. It's time for us to go home.
Man.
There's Sammy that looks at Scotty.
Bam.
Makes the tag there. Here we go. Come through. Oh, that
Big
afro.
Oh.
Boy, look, I got that Rick James afro going on. The Afro Man or something.
Nice,
Whoa.
beautiful backdrop.
Hey, you know I went up about 10 feet tall.
Yeah, you
10
did.
feet high.
Man, look at those. Look at that.
There
Nice.
it goes. Fart number 1. There you go, Steiner. There we bang our heads together. There it is. Not today. Double headbutt. You know Samoans don't sell headbutts.
Man, I wish you.
You know, at this part here, Joe, we are happy, ready to go home.
That's right.
You know?
And I think this is a no. Oh, yeah. Little bam. Beautiful. Beautifully done.
You never seen that move before in professional wrestling.
You see it a lot now.
Why?
But you didn't see it then.
We came up with it.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean?
I think this is it right here, Keish. This is
My goodness, look at that afro.
Yes, this is it right here, Big Keish.
Okay.
Whose idea was this? I want to know.
This was Ricky. Power slam Sammy.
Come on.
I didn't know if they were even going to pull that off.
And he did it. Thank God you were there to make the save.
Power slam off of the shoulders of Samu.
Ooh, beautiful. Beautiful. Yes, sir. Cut him off short like John Wayne Bobbitt.
Yeah, we're about ready to go home. Here it is.
Oh Jesus. Like, that was a close one right there, Keisha.
Yeah.
That was close.
No, I felt that on the back of my head. Okay.
It's very important to explode, right? Right. I mean, you have to, otherwise.
Yeah, well, you need to explode, but it's hard to explode when you're blowed up. So I just exploded on my head.
Here we go. This is the finish right here.
All right.
Famous.
The
Frankensteiner. Boom.
Oh, good bump by Sammy.
Yeah, he covered
1,
2, and 3.
And there it is.
WrestleMania 9. Steiner Brothers win.
All right.
Now let me tell you, how did you feel as soon as this match was done?
I was happy.
Yeah.
You know, I knew without watching the match, the performance that we gave for this day here in WrestleMania, I was happy. So this has went down as one of the best matches that we've ever had.
Yes, sir.
You know, as far as WrestleMania moments, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And to be able to grace the ring with these two brothers, man, was awesome. It's that chemistry. I mean, we've been working together for years, and then when you're booked together to work together on a big show, it's almost like a no-brainer. You know what I mean? We really didn't have to call anything. We just went out there, we did it. What's the finish? And you know, Frankensteiner. So how we went into it, we really didn't go over that. You know what I mean? All we wanted to know, what's the finish?
Wow.
And it's so easy when you just know, when it's Frankensteiner, the referee knows his job, count 1, 2, 3. We know our job, you know, accidentally look away, or whatever the case, right? And so, but the rest of it was just poetry, emotion. We went out there and just felt the crowd, you know. You know, we got a little bit, you know, more steam on them than normal. You know what I mean? We kind of gave them some heat out there, a lot more longer than what we would used to. But when you're working together into a big match like that, you always want to kind of just wait for the right moment, even if that brings you heat in the back, which a lot of times you don't want to take away minutes from other people's matches.
Right.
But this is WrestleMania, man. You know, at the end of the day, it's like, your performance, this is going to carry years later. So you want to make that decision, that choice right then and there, whether it brings you heat or not. And so, but then you got, by the time we did what we did, who's going to come and tell us anything?
Right.
When you got the Steiners and the Samoans and Uncle Alpha.
Yes, sir.
Like, who in their right mind is going to walk up and, hey, you went 5 minutes or 3 minutes over your match and blah, blah, took away from, okay. Shut the up.
So I want to take me back really quick. Yeah. So when this match was done, you guys walked through the curtains. You're in the back. What are your memories of when this match was over? You're in the back.
Well, first of all, when you come in the back, you're hugging each other. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? We were all smiling, dude. Like, because we knew without watching it back, it's that feeling that we went out there and gave it all what we got. You know what I mean? And we were happy, like all the spots that we normally do with each other, sometime it kiboshes. But today, everything went well. The spots looked good when we were selling for them, the Steiners, and the Steiners were selling for us. So is that. There was no ill feelings, as if like, oh man, you didn't sell my like blah, 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 like you did the other night, right? So, to come back, and that's just sign of respect when you love those who you work with and you respect those who you work with. Because if it was people that we didn't respect or we didn't like working with, trust me, we wouldn't have gave them as much, right? But, our friendship with the Steiners was that. And we came back, man. We just hugged each other and went back inside the locker room. We all had we had trailers in there, you know what I mean? And we walked in there. We were just sitting there, of course, sitting there laughing about the match. Oh, Ricky farting inside the ring. And like, damn, we're complaining, we're complaining about the eggs that Scotty's been eating and stuff. And, damn it. You could have at least just waited until we, you know what I mean, or roll out the ring and cut one out there, but you cut it right in the ring where it just lingered in the middle, And so those are things. There was nothing serious, when you come back from, especially having a good match like that. And your friends, people you care with. And even if I did or they did mess up, you love these cats so much. It's like, oh, man, don't worry about it. It's all good. You know what I mean? We gave it our best when we went out there, and here it is. However many years later, I thought about this when we were just in Vegas for WrestleMania 41, and then here we are. We're watching the match, and I haven't watched this match in a long time, Joey. I want to say well over 25 years I haven't watched this match.
Wow, it's one of my it is my favorite WrestleMania because it was.
I can tell when you
it was WrestleMania
before we started this show. You found out we're going to watch this match and we're going to, critique the match. You should have seen Joey's face.
Very true.
Just shining,
That is so funny.
Like a happy little kid.
It was the day my heart was broke because Bret Hart lost a belt to Yoko, and then Yoko lost it to Hulk Hogan. So then it was kind of okay in the end if you're a Hulkamaniac. But there was other reasons why this.
Man, you know what? When Yoko lost that belt. Let me take the fans behind the scenes here. Can I do that?
It's your show.
But of course, whether they say no, I am.
Yeah.
So, when Yoko won the belt,
yes, sir.
Keep in mind when the Bloodline family, the Dynasty family, I don't know how Fatu clan, when we rolled in WrestleMania, we rolled deep. So we kind of just took over the whole freaking green room up there, the family green room. So we're up there, and Yoko won the belt, and it was like back home in the island, you nonstop. Had some of the family members grab the folded chair and hit it on the ground. It's like our way of celebrating a lot. The louder the noise is that we can grab something and make loud noise, that's like a cheerful moment for us. And so, boom, Yoko's mom was, alive back in the day, and she was so happy for her baby. The whole Fatu Anoa'i clan was happy. Of course, a lot of people didn't know, and we didn't know. Out of nowhere, here comes Hogan, and that quick finish, that quick switch. Dude, when he switched, and boom, he lost the belt that day, that cheerful noise that was in the green room, it almost turned into a battlefield in there. It was like somebody come get this, come get some of the family members in. And these are the ones in the, family members that are real hardcore wrestling fans, right?
Right.
Especially Yoko's mom. Boy, she cried.
Oh, no.
She was so heartbroken, and she, like Hulk Hogan, she just wanted to reach out there. If she can rake Hulk Hogan's eyes or hit his ass with a chair, she probably would have. But the whole family, man, was just upset. You know what I mean? That Hogan came out there, and that's what it was, right? And so it was that, But yeah, I had to tell that story because a lot of people don't know the deal that happened. How happy the family was when we celebrated, but when he lost, when that belt switched that quick, man, it was like a dark moon went over Vegas because the Samoans was out, and we were like, we weren't too happy, So you can imagine the family members in all the clubs and the buffets, and we weren't too happy. We was eating, but we weren't too happy.
I couldn't imagine being Hogan walking to the back with the belt on, and then seeing all you guys there.
I think it was best for him that none of the family members seen him that day. You know what I mean? Because, man, it was just, it was heartbroken.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To see a guy, I think that was the time when Hogan was gone for however long.
Yes, and of course.
And it's one of those things like Yoko done, carried the company and bust his ass for however long there. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And carried the belt, and then boom, to come WrestleMania. I felt like Hogan should have passed it would have been, if that was the angle. Yeah. Obviously, when he came back, a lot of heat for everybody. Like, this guy just comes back out of nowhere, boom, wins the belt. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And then that's it, right? It would have been nicer. He won the belt, and then either Brett took it from Hogan, and then here comes Yoko, take it back from Brett. Like, at least something like that. Quick. Right? And now, okay, Hogan's out the picture for whatever. Don't know why he came back in the first place. But then it keeps us among Brett and Yoko, because they were having hell of a matches. Yep. They were having hell of a matches, like selling out all over the place. When Yoko would work with Brett or Yoko would work with Taker. So, yeah,
It would be Yoko and Brett at the next WrestleMania 10. Because Yoko took the belt from Hulk Hogan at Royal Rumble, I believe it was.
That's right. So the 10th came in Madison Square Garden?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay, I remember that. So
you know what? We're going to call that match eventually. We're going to see matches from Yoko. We're going to see some more of your matches. We're going to go up and beyond. But before we take off, before I let you go, because I know you got things to do, there's something I really had to ask you. I've been thinking about this all week, Big Kish.
Oh, Lord.
100 men versus a gorilla. Who wins, Big Kish?
Why are you looking at me so serious? Like I know the answer. The gorillas, I would say. Not unless these men are like superheroes.
Yes, sir.
And you just look so serious, like it's a serious question. I think that's one of the dumbest questions you've ever asked me. Like,
it's a huge debate right now, believe it or not. It's a huge debate online.
Who the came up with that debate?
I don't know, but everyone's speaking on it.
And now you got caught up in it. They even bring that up on our show.
I just had to get your thought.
You must be tied up in that asking me that. Okay.
Well, just a lot of people have been speaking.
Joey had a couple of drinks before he asked me that. But
Big Kish, do you got any final thoughts?
Thank you. Just thank everyone for tuning in. Thank you for asking me that idiotic question. And I want to thank all the fans. Listen, on a serious note, I want to, this was pretty cool that, we watch films and kind of dissect this, us watching either our old matches of the Headshrinkers or Rikishi match, whatever, or just matches in wrestling in general. And, this is kind of nice that I feel like, while we're commentating or, critiquing these matches, kind of gives the fans like a few of the inside of that day or that match and so forth. So, please make sure to subscribe and like and comment, our YouTube page. I really want to say thank you to everyone. The numbers has been great. It's a lot of good feedback, especially when I do a lot of these Comic Cons. A lot of the fans, that's the number one thing they talked about to me is the matches, and they enjoy the podcast, and they love the people's voice, which is you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, so make sure you follow my guy TMD. He's out there on all his social media, and then by all means, any questions or your feedback, just you can leave them on the comments for us, and we'll check them out, and then we'll try to adapt and kind of make that happen. And also, the Discord, the fans, them calling in. I would like to continue that, and if you feel that was a fun thing for the fans to be able to call in the show, by all means, all the comments. So go ahead and just leave it in our comments there, and we'll definitely kind of, adapt to make that happen. But I couldn't do this show without my crew here that are in the studio. We're here every Tuesday, man, putting it on and trying to give you guys the best show that we can. We look forward to being the #1 wrestling hip-hop podcast in the world. And we've been here for well over a year and going on a year and a half, I believe, right, Joey?
Yes, sir.
And we're doing our best. I think our show is slowly climbing the ratings.
Slowly but surely.
All right. So I want to say this before we finish up. Always remember it's free to be kind to one another, and always smarten up. And we're out.